so easy, so no one ever gets to leave you. Always when you're in my bed, ghosts appear inside your head, but you never leave. Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay tonight? I just can't mend you, then send you on your way. You're always learning as you fall. Always when you're in my bed, ghosts appear inside your head, but you never leave. Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay tonight? I just can't let you, then send you on your way. As I'm watching you change, why don't you stay? It's a long, cold night as we lie awake, tangled in everything that we can't erase. Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? I just can't let you, then send you on your way. Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay tonight? Do you think it's better if we never saw the light of day?
All right. Okay, we're back here on Liquid Lunch. Who was that there, Blue? Got to give our musicians credit here on Liquid Lunch. Blue's got her mouth. She just ate a mojo, and her teeth are stuck together. She can't talk. We've got Howard Jerome Gromberg here, and Howard, it's great to have you back in the studio here. And you're running for mayor.
Yes, before the Alzheimer's sets in, I thought I should run for mayor of Toronto. I mean, I had my 70th birthday last year, and I thought, what can I do next? I've been on television and movies and theater for almost 50 years. And how do I give back to the city that has given me so much? Given me a life, a career, it's given me friendships, and I love this town. So how do I give back? The best way I can, I think now, is by running for mayor. Although I got to confess, I'm not really running for mayor. I'm not even walking for mayor. I'm not biking or hiking. Although I like those things. At my age, with these feet, I'm rocking for mayor.
Rocking.
This is the message I bring.
Okay.
Today I'm going to rock for the seniors. You know, for people like me, been around the block, got some history. You know, they're Zoomers, they call us, baby boomers. But the rumor is there's so many of us out there that, let me make this clear. If we, Zoomer folks, if we raise our voice, we can make our choice. You see, we paid our dues, so we get to choose. And that's the good news. So don't refuse. Come and join. Yeah.
See, now you see how easy it was for you to break into a spontaneous rap at any given moment.
You know, you have a very good speaking voice, and do I hear a little New York accent there?
Born and raised Brooklyn, my dear.
Oh, I
Very
thought
good,
so. I
very
heard that.
good,
Yeah.
yes. I've lived here half my life. The first half in New York. I came up during a time of war in my nation. When they were shooting students down in college campuses, and there didn't seem to be any end to that war. There didn't seem to be any end to any war.
Boy, I didn't realize that, Howard. So you were what they called draft dodgers in those days.
Let's just say I was stationed in Canada.
Okay.
During that period of time.
So I don't know. That's a whole. We could do a whole interview on that. I don't.
Yes, we could.
Do we want to do that now, or do we want to just talk
we
about
want
the
to talk
municipal
about the mayor stuff.
mayor stuff? Okay. So, what's your take on what's going on in this city? Like, what are the problems, the major problems that the city is facing, and what, how would you deal with those issues?
Well, the reason I brought, oh, by the way, if you want to be the mayor, you have to buy this book. This book, this is how you get to be the mayor. Now, in this book, I put two other things, and this is why I'm running. Because I took this personally. Can we get that up there?
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Toronto.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd
there
like
it is.
to know, what is your take? If you were mayor, how would you have handled this garbage strike?
One thing at a time. That's
Okay.
one of the reasons I'm running, is because I don't want to live in a stinky town. I took that
does?
personally. That's a personal issue for me. Another thing I took personally is this. And there's where we begin my campaign.
It's a headline that says air pollutants from cars linked to pneumonia in seniors.
I'm a senior. I have to be in those streets. I take that personally. So that's why I'm running for mayor. I was on a bus the other day, and people on the bus were going, and the bus was filling up with carbon monoxide fumes. And I went over to the driver, and I said, that can't be
Was
right.
he awake?
I mean, we'll be off this bus in a couple of stops, but you're going to be on this bus all day long. It's your brain cells. You do with them as you like. I was standing up at Downsview on a nice fresh morning, breathing the air, and then the diesel buses rolled in. I said, wait, that can't be right. We're better than this. It doesn't make any sense in the 21st century for us to have carbon monoxide, internal combustion engines spewing out stuff. So, like Gandhi, when he went to make salt and he brought down the British Empire, do you remember that thing?
Yeah.
My campaign begins with a breath of fresh air.
No,
Is that too much to ask?
Well, how are we
Is
gonna
too
do
big a
that?
cast? The first way is massive incentives to the cab fleets to go green, to the bus fleets to go green. We must stop the madness along the lakeshore to go green. They're about to put diesel trains, by the tons of them, coming into Toronto.
From all over, not just the
From
lakeshore.
all over.
Yeah.
There's got to be something here that says, not in my town.
Electric trains.
You can't, of course.
Yeah.
I've got on my staff, I have a staff now, it's so cute. I have a staff, a man who is actually an expert in the electrification of transportation systems. And he will speak to that issue at OISE when we have the campaign launch on the 28th.
And there's students involved in that too, right? There's the student groups involved in stopping the diesel trains going by York University and so forth.
Absolutely. People recognize that the air quality itself is being compromised by the decisions that we're making now. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense to burn stuff. If I were to burn some diesel fumes in this room, you would understand clearly that it's not appropriate in the 21st century to be burning stuff in
Well, it's not just the diesel too, it's the cars. They may not be as stinky, they may not be as smoky, but I think the cars are actually worse. They
That's
put
what it
worse
says right here.
pollutants.
So
Yeah.
my
That's what
question,
it says right here. And if the government cannot provide us with a breath of fresh air, I mean, is that too big a task? Too much to ask?
No, but I'd like to know though. It's a great point, but how do you propose phasing out what we have now in lieu of this environmentally friendly transit?
There's a 10-year plan.
It's a 10-year plan, yeah.
10-year plan, 10% each year. Give the cab fleets incentives to go green 10% each year. By the end of that 10-year process, in fact, you were talking about watches in the earlier segment, right?
Yeah, I don't
Let's
know
turn
how-
our
I
watch
don't know.
ahead 10 years, right? And we'll look back at what we accomplished over these 10 years. And my God, we did it. We got the cab fleets to go green. Toronto is now known as the greenest transition city on the planet.
Now, why is it, Howard? It seems that somehow we in Canada, or not just Canada, also the U.S., compared to cities in Europe, compared to Japan, compared to a lot of other places, where they're like really making significant public investment in transportation infrastructure, maglev, electric trains, high speed,
Bike lanes.
all that kind of stuff. Like, what is it about North America or Canada that we just can't
Get on
what is
board.
it? Is it the political will? Because they always talk about funding. Oh, we don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
But to me, that's it's your job as the government to find the means to do what the public wants done, because the
Well, I'm going
savings.
to vote for you. That sounds right.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
the savings
at
in
the
the
same
long run
time-
are going to far outweigh the short run financial.
And at the same time,
factors.
find the funds to extend the subway, which is a much needed thing as well.
Oh, it's so embarrassing what we've done here. I was in Montreal shooting a film, which you'll see at the film festival, Barney's version, Mordecai Rickler's book.
Okay.
I've got starring Dustin Hoffman. I was in Montreal shooting this film. They have a wonderful subway system in Montreal.
Well,
I was
of
in New
course.
York for Rosh Hashanah last year. Oh, the New York subway system is happening. Toronto is woefully behind. So, what is required? Visionary leadership. Do you remember way, way back when President John F. Kennedy said these words, "We're going to the moon"? And the scientists looked at each other and said, "What? What did he say? We're doing what? We don't have the science for that. We don't have the technology. We don't have the teaching for that. We don't have the technology. We have nothing. How are we going to the moon?" To the moon we went.